So, howdy folks. So here we are, we're at Riley Ranch Nature Preserve. This is the first stop of the virtual field trip. Actually, the first thing I want to do is give you guys a very short explanation of basically how lava flows. So we have a lava flow in front of us. That might not be immediately obvious to you. So two things, and let's try to connect these to what we were learning about earlier about the principles of relative dating when we're talking about sediment and lava flows. Things like lateral continuity. A lava flow is going to spread out over a landscape. Things like superposition. The older lava flow is going to be on the bottom. The younger lava flow is going to be on top. And what was our third one there? Original horizontality. We expect lava flows to be flat. They flow like a liquid. You spill water on your table, it forms a flat sheet of water. It doesn't have irregular topography. So that's our original horizontality. So our lava flows are gonna obey those three things, except as we'll find out when they don't, we need to explain why. So about 75,000 years ago at Newberry Volcano, which is way to the south, there was a big lava flow. It came out, it inundated this whole area. Basically all of Bend is built on top of this lava flow, and it made it out here. So it's spreading out, it's working its way out fairly flat, and it's cooling as it goes, especially at the edges. So the edge of the lava flow, the top, the sides cool faster than the interior, which keeps flowing. So here's where it gets interesting. If you look at this thing in front of me, it kind of looks like a ridge. And actually, our cameraman today is Ryan. Ryan, if you want to do a quick pan around, and you can see that we've got kind of knobs and ridges, and everything else is flat. So anywhere you see sagebrush, that's flat, that's sand that's been blown in. Anywhere that you guys are seeing the big trees, those are lava ridges. So the question is, why do we have these ridges? They are what we call inflation features. So I've heard the metaphor of stuffed French toast, whatever. But basically the idea is, as the lava is flowing along, the skin cools, and then a new fresh pulse is injected underneath and actually pushes it up. So when we see a ridge like this, this is where a second flow got pushed underneath and shoved it all up. So we've violated our principle of original horizontality, but we have an explanation. This did actually come down flat, but then it got pushed up. All right. That's a lot of me talking. That's your mini lecture for how lava flows work. So you got a couple questions to answer based on that. If you're watching the video, you can pause it right now. I'm going to keep on going. So at this point, I want you guys to develop some sense of the spatial characteristics of this lava flow. So we're going to walk around it, and you guys are going to keep track of what you're seeing and basically do a sketch. So let's actually literally walk around it first, and then we'll come back to this very spot and zoom in. Sound good? We'll keep walking, Ryan. We'll keep playing. Yeah. So let's back up onto the path. Actually, tell you what, I'll hop on top, and that'll help give some sense of grid. And just kind of track my motions. Alrighty, I'm now on top of the lava flow, and it's quite flat up here. Let's walk around it like this. top of that same lava flow. And you notice how up here it is fairly flat. We're walking on top of some pretty thick sediment. This has all been blown in by the wind. Now we're getting back to that edge that we started at. Right, and at this point, I think we can climb down right around here. Alright, so you've gotten the big picture. I think what I want us to focus on for the sketch is kind of this sort of scale. So not quite the big picture. The big picture was to orient you, but instead, how would I call this? We would call this outcrop scale. Like I look at this, I say this is an outcrop. There's something going on in this massive rock right about here. So actually this is perfect. Right behind me, what I want you to take a note of is the orientation of the layers of the lava flow. Are they horizontal? Are they vertical? What's going on with that? Yeah, Ryan, you're doing a great job there getting that sense. And I think there's one other interesting piece of evidence that we can find here. I think this will require a bit more of a close-up. Hop back over to that first spot. Okay, Ryan. So here, I can actually take it here. Thank you. So folks, our other clue besides the general shape of the lava flow right here, so again, whether those layers look vertical or horizontal or somewhere in between, is what's going on with all the bubbles. So usually the first way people recognize a volcanic rock is by all those little bubbles. So I've got my thumb on one right there. There's one, there's one. Those were all gas bubbles in the lava while it was flowing. And eventually the lava freezes into rock and they get trapped. But here's the cool thing. Let's go into the inside here. So lower down, I'm gonna point with my fingers. Think about how many of these bubbles you see and how big they are. Are they everywhere? Are there only a few of them? Are they big? Are they small? So that's the inside of the flow. Now, as we elevate and get towards the exterior, the edge, take a look now. Same question. Are there lots of bubbles? Are there few bubbles? Are they big? Are they small? So there we're at the very edge right here. So the question is, what can the bubbles tell us about where we are in terms of this being the edge of the flow or the inside of the flow? I think we're gonna stop it right there. That's site 1.